in 5 minutes of the show, Bethsaida, mentioned many times in the Gospels. If I'm not mistaken, it's where the feeding of the 5,000 was reputed to have taken place. Again, if I'm not mistaken, after the resurrection, the feeding of the 5,000 is the only miracle in the New Testament to be accounted, to be mentioned, and to be narrated in all 4 Gospels, the 3 synoptics and John, the feeding of the 5,000. Bethsaida, tell me what has been discovered on the north shore of the Sea of Galilee.
Well, they I think it was in some area of brush that's nearby. It's like they found an old Byzantine era church, and underneath that a house, and they're thinking that could be the house of Peter, because this was the town of Peter, Andrew, and Philip. And so that's a big deal to find the first pope's actual house in the town where Jesus fed the 5,000, and where Jesus healed a blind man, and where he walked on water nearby. So it was, and Jesus yelled at the town of Bethsaida. He said, "Woe to you if if the works performed and you were performed in other places, they would have put on sackcloth and ashes, but you didn't repent, and you should repent." These are all the biblical references to this. So if you've actually found a church that was over the house of Peter, that's a big deal. They're not making it like it's definite. They're saying that, but it's about as compelling as it gets in this talk that they gave in Washington, D.C. I think it's a very hopeful story, because, if we can find the house of Peter again, then maybe we can actually get a Catholic Pope again.
Yeah. Tell me, I don't mean to be cynical, Frank Walker, but why is this suddenly coming to note right now at this moment in time? Seems a bit like an ace that's been up a sleeve, and somebody in Israel has thought now's a great time to play this card. Am I being cynical?
I don't know. And you're insightful.
Well,
so if you think that might be the case, I don't know. There were 3 different towns that were vying for the place that was the actual ruin. But now they actually feel like they've discovered it. I don't know. Do you see other evidence than that? They said that now it's down to just 2, but they think this is like the key evidence. But in the piece, it doesn't really say what exactly it was about it.
I need to brush up on. I need to brush up on the gospel, because I always thought Saint Peter was from Capernaum, and I've obviously got something mixed up in my head. I need to go back and do a reference on that. I thought Capernaum was where Christ that was the headquarters of Christ's missionary work in and around Galilee, rather than Bethsaida.
Well, I think you might be right. Here it says, we have on the 1st century house wall under the apse, it doesn't have a plaque that says Peter slept here, but from perspective of archaeology, it doesn't get much better than that.
No, it's
maybe you're right. Maybe they don't know.
But I find I don't want to be cynical, but I found the dropping of this particular, because of course it's going to get a lot of Americans very interested right now, wanting pilgrimages to go over to the Holy Land. But I don't mean to be cynical. Perhaps it's totally innocent.
And it's the age of the Leo, so we have to hear about the first Pope a lot. That kind of thing, I wouldn't be surprised.